Welcome to Trade Pro. In this video, I put to the test the WaveTrend oscillator indicator over a series of 100 trades so you can see how it really performs. Now, I'm not going to be trading it how a lot of people out there are recommending you trade it. I'm going to be going with the trend, no reversal trading here. So typically people would talk about trading reversals in the overbought and oversold zones, if those are even things that exist. But what I'm going to be doing is having a 200 EMA WaveTrend oscillator plus this stop loss ATR indicator, and I'm going to be taking shorts when there is price action trading under the 200 EMA, only taking longs when price is above the 200 EMA, and you can only take the signals generated by the WaveTrend when they are above the zero line for a short and when they are below the zero line for a long. So let me show you some examples of taking an actual position. So the cross needs to happen above the zero line. This one just makes it so it's still valid, and price is below the 200 EMA, so you can short. This is the candle where the cross occurs right here. So you're going to take the short position on this candle. Stop loss is going straight to that ATR indicator, and then targeting 2 times the risk for the profit target. As we're going with the trend, we want to have a pretty good risk reward ratio. All right, so next one, we are just waiting for another cross to occur above the zero line of the histogram, or not histogram, but just the zero line. And we have one right here on this candle. So this is another short position right here, targeting 2 times the risk once again, and that one's good. It does give another signal right on this candle as well. So you would still be in this trade, so you wouldn't actually enter this one, but if you missed this one and took this one, this was also a winning trade, but you get the idea. We have another cross down that's above the zero line happening right here on this candle, so that's another short signal. And once again, stop loss to that stop loss indicator, and you're good to go. So super simple strategy. We got another one right here, and obviously in a trend this thing is going to work really well, and having it where you have to take the position when the cross happens above the zero line does kind of save you in some of the ranging conditions as well. So this strategy I expect to do pretty well over this series of 100 trades. So that's another winner. So let's kind of just get into the actual indicators and settings, since people are always asking about those things, and then I'll go ahead and get into the 100 tests. So here is the WaveTrend that I'm using right here. WaveTrend with crosses. It's not actually by Lazy Bear, the one I'm using, but the original that's on TradingView is by Lazy Bear, the very popular creator. So I chose this one just because it's much easier to see the crosses, how they kind of have the little dot where the cross happens. The original one is not nearly as easy to see when the cross occurs because it uses a dotted line instead of a solid line, and it doesn't give you that signal with the little dot where it crosses. So the ATR stop loss indicator is right here, Blue Phantom, and I'll show you settings. I have defaults on both. So here's this, and then settings here. Oops, just inputs. So it's all default. All right. So pretty simple strategy, very reminiscent of the MACD trading strategy. So it'll be interesting to see how this compares to the MACD trading strategy. It's basically the same thing. So we'll have to see if there's any difference or how the performance compares, which we will know after the series of 100 trades. I expect it will be pretty similar, if not better. So let's get into it. The WaveTrend oscillator results are in after 100 backtests on euro dollar using a 1:2 risk reward ratio on the 30-minute chart, which took 4 months of price data to find the 100 signals. So relatively fast to finding those 100 signals, and there were 44 winners, 56 losses. The most won in a row was 8, and the most lost in a row was 10. So pretty high on that most lost in a row number, but I'm going to talk about that in just a sec, as this won't translate to real-time trading. Gain on the account 32%, so more like high 20s if you include fees and spreads. So let's get back to those numbers. Most won in a row, most lost in a row. The most lost in a row, most of those were in a choppy range where you would have taken about 1/3 of those trades because you're still in a position while those other losses are generated. Since the indicator sometimes generates a few signals in a row in rapid succession as it's in a range trading sideways, so you get a bunch of false entries and you're only going to enter one of those trades. So you can't really count it as 10 in a row, and that's why I always recommend going and demo trading as well as testing yourself so you can see these things. So the benefit I have is I actually go in and notice what's going on, so I don't get freaked out about 10 losses in a row, because in real time you're not going to actually take 10 losses in a row, not even close to that. And then the most won in a row being 8. Once again, it's going to be more like 4 or 5 based on what I saw. So it wasn't as much with the winners. It was more accurate. The 8 number is closer to the actual figure of how many you're going to win in a row. But it's those ranges that cause the rapid succession losses. So that is kind of what I have to say about the high number lost in a row, but it still did really well, even losing 10 in a row at that point. And as with any strategy that's trend following, the ranges are going to hurt a little bit, and you just have to weather them. And this is in its most simple form, so always remember that my test that I show, super simple, not optimized. We don't know what the perfect risk reward ratio is. There's minimal testing done with this. And you can add in other things that are going to kind of filter out some of the noise. So in the ranges, you could have another indicator that is going to save you from some of those losses. You could also add in, what I love, hidden divergence. You can make sure you're taking trades off of hidden divergence once you've spotted it. And you can also go for some higher time frame confirmation for that main trend, just to make sure you are in fact trending and trying to stay out of the ranges as much as possible. So just use some basic common sense tactics, add it in, and you're going to have yourself a fantastic strategy. So this I did like. It was very similar to the MACD strategy, which is also pretty decent when you do add in those other sort of optimization tactics. All right, so I'm going to put it up on the spreadsheet, and then that will be that for this test. All right, so here's where it falls on the spreadsheet compared to all the other strategies and indicators. At 32% gain on account, it actually is right next to the MACD strategy, just below it and just above it. So it's essentially the same thing. You're going to get very similar results, and it doesn't really matter which one you choose. It's just personal preference, and you're going to need to go in and optimize it. Obviously, it's not optimized. It has only been tested with 1:2 risk reward, and just on the 30-minute time frame, just on euro or euro dollar, and you're going to need to do a lot more testing and optimization if you do want to make it into a really good long-term strategy that's going to be versatile and go across all pairs. So that's all I have to say about the strategy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like, comment down below for any ideas you have, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.